I really liked your film in the sense of its kind of charm. You know, it reminded me slightly of maybe Bill Forsyth. You know, kind of local hero-ish.
Yeah, the local hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that kind of warmth. Is that the kind of feel you wanted?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't. The main thing I didn't want it to be was kind of pretentious or kind of like an arty kind of film. You see a lot of shorts that are quite serious, and I think younger filmmakers are trying to make themselves too much too soon. I think So I thought just to tell a nice little gentle story that really kind of will have quite wide appeal as well. You know, your gran can watch it as well as your younger sister. You know, and it's not very offensive, so it's nice mood as well. I think it also reflects, I think, on the kind of a lot of the characters that you'd meet in the west of Ireland as well. Kind of.
Yeah, because I mean, you can look from the outside and say, "Oh, well, what's he doing here? Is he taking these kind of stock characters from the southwest coast area and turning them into these caricatures?" But actually, they're very genuine in their own way.
Yeah,
aren't they?
I mean, it is a little bit of a fear of kind of turning it into the Irish typical character, but the thing I find is I go down to where the film is made. I've been going there ever since I was a kid for my holidays, and my dad's from around there, although I grew up in Dublin, but that's where I used to go for holidays, and the characters are like that, you know. People do kind of hang out in the bars, and sometimes it comes across as a bit cliche when you see it on screen, you know, especially in kind of big Hollywood films when they do this Irish version, but you do get a lot of people who are just, I mean, there's quite a bit of improvisation in this film as well, which all the singing and the auditioning is all totally improvised, which I just got the locals and said, do something a bit weird and get some nice moments out of that.
With a few pots of Guinness down them to get them on.
Yeah, a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, excellent. Your kind of central characters, the kind of double act, I mean, they seem very natural with that part. Did you spend a bit of time with them? Did you get a bit of chance to rehearse with them?
We did spend a little bit of time rehearsing. I spent a lot of time, the two lead guys, Peter Caffrey, who's plays Paddy, and he's quite well known, I suppose, from television already, Ballycus Angel and stuff, and he was great because he offered to do the part after reading the script on spec. I never knew him and stuff, so it was great to get him in. And then obviously I really wanted to get somebody who's going to be powerful enough to act alongside him, so he wouldn't make them look bad, basically. Yeah. But and Michael Roper, who plays Joe, is a local from Cliffany, where the film was shot. He's a school teacher, but he spends a lot of the time on the stage, and he's a very experienced actor on the stage, but he hadn't done much. He'd done one short film before, but he's magical, I think, in it.
He's so self-assured, isn't he?
Yeah, and he actually hates watching it or watching any rushes or anything like that, and he's very critical of his own performance, but we were watching the rushes, and initially when we were in Sligo, we got them sent from London back to Sligo. It was extra expense, but I think worth it for the crew mainly, to reassure them that they were doing something decent, you know. But everybody was just laughing at Joe, Michael's parts, you know. So.
Did you find the whole experience as taxing as most people do when making a short film, that it's just such a grind to get it done?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes on and on. You know, it's shot over a year ago now, and we're just finally getting the 35mm print of the film to show.
You just borrowed it, right? You borrowed the print.
We've had to borrow it from the lab, CFS. They were very nice to us, to say, because we managed to pay them half the money for it, and it's in a couple of festivals next week, and we just haven't got the final finances to pay them off. But this is it. It goes on. I mean, it is a struggle to make shorts, but I think you meet a great crowd of people through them.
Is it worth it though for you?
I think it really is. You know, when you watch, there's certain moments, like the woman who plays Fanula in To Catch a Crow. She's a 60. I can't say her age. She's a quite getting on woman, and
she's mature,
and quite mature woman. And she'd never been on a film before, on a film set or anything, and she was just overjoyed, you know. And she said it to one of the runners on the last day of the shoot, that, you know, if I die tomorrow, I'll die happy after this experience. And to me, that, after all the heartache and the headache and the hassle you go through to make a film, when you hear somebody saying that, like an older woman, it was just, I had me in tears almost. But she came over then to the premiere in London. She'd never been to London, you know, and she was in the Empire, and she was getting people coming up to her, I saw you in that film. You know, so moments like that make it all worthwhile, I think. You know.
And she's tremendous in the film. She's got natural, she's got a kind of natural flair in there, and as are the two men she looks after.